Beck, StartingStrongman.com. Today, I'm going to show a system, a method that people use to clean the log, which does not work, and why it doesn't work. I see it being taught with the log in this position that you're supposed to bend, pick the log up, bend forward, and when you go here, shoot your butt back, then go here. And see, that worked with a light weight. So if I'm doing a very light weight for reps, that might be a little bit faster because I don't have to bend down all the way. But what happens is, if I'm here, my hips are above the implement. Now, you know what happens in a squat, if you're doing a back squat and you start to go down and your hips shoot back, how do you end up finishing that lift with your back? It turns into a good morning. Same goes for a log clean. If your hips are back here, you are not using your hips to finish that lift. You're mainly having to use your low back. So once it gets heavy, it's going to put a lot of stress on your low back, and it's not as big of, it's just not going to be as efficient as using your hips. It's going to tire you out for doing more reps or for events later in the competition. Now, how I teach the log clean, and if you watch the Log Lift World Championships, how everyone there that are the best log pressers in the world clean the log is, they pick it up, they sit down, and to what extent is going to depend on the individual and their own leverages. And see, my hips are now underneath the log. My hips are here, the log is here. Now when I stand up, I want to make sure I don't get here first and make my hips rise before the log moves. Because then, again, I'm getting my hips above the log. So when I stand up, I want to think my hips are going to shoot straight. The log's going to go back. All I'm thinking is get my hips underneath the implement. Because right now it's resting on my legs. I can just sit here forever. If I end up going here, then I have to use my upper back to pull the log into me. So I want to get my hips underneath the log before there ends up being that space where I have to pull it into me. So if I just go here, hips straight forward, just like a front squat, it just rolls right into place. Watch hips, just like that. So again, not this or this. Think hips, tall back. You don't want to be scrunched over the log like this. Tall back, big hips.